Well, the cat is out of the bag. Basically, was what some of us was thinking and what Katherine Jackson was trying to stop is pretty much out of the bag. So John Branca uh, made a deal with Sony selling Michael Jackson's music. Here we go again. Michael Jackson wanted to shake Sony. He was finished with Sony before he died. He did not want anything to do with Sony. You know, they was putting out rumors that he was broke. They sabotaged his album. Tommy Mottola up there, doing the devil's work. You know, Michael Jackson had enough. He called them out, and you know, deals are still being made. You know, with Michael Jackson dead. You know, uh, he didn't want anything to do with Sony. He didn't really want anything to do with people from, entertainment people from, or should I say, business people from back in the day. Like, for instance, he fired John Branca and his partner, and, that was that. They got in before he, like, on the brink of his death, and they were able to stake a claim uh, in his will, in his estate. Uh, they found an old will instead of using the new will. Supposedly he didn't write a new will, or it was lost. So they, muscled themselves back in and, was able to make deals with Sony. You know, they sold the Beatles catalog. They said, John Branca said, well, we would never sell Michael's catalog, his Beatles catalog. What happens? Well, they sell the Beatles catalog. You know, now his other music he has with Sly and Family Stone and other people that Michael Jackson bought, that's just been sold, and uh, you know some other stuff. Michael Jackson bought up a lot of masters and publishing and music. Like he bought music from the era of Kenny Gamble, Leon Huff. He owns a stake in some of that, like Stylistics, Bet You by Golly Wow, and some other material. Yeah, Michael Jackson, Mike Jack Publishing owned it. That so for them to sell stuff like that, and Sly and Family Stone and all that, like it just don't make any sense. He did not want this. He did not like Sony. He was finished with them. They the ones put out the rumor he was broke. They put out, all the malicious stuff because they had the machine, and they will put things out and to sabotage him. They send their people, uh, you know, to leak stuff, leak songs, and you know, that's just what it is. They had their little minions running around and trying to sabotage them and it's unfortunate that Michael's legacy has to be Sony. Why it can't be Universal? You know, see, Branca is so familiar with the old. See, because what a lot of people don't realize is Sony, you know, Sony bought CBS out completely. And so because that happened, everybody had to get new contracts. So imagine the people that didn't get the contract, their new contracts, or they was kicked out and placed on a different whole other label, But for Michael Jackson, he signed a new contract and that whole thing was going on and John Branca was there since off the wall. So he felt like, hey, CBS is familiar grounds. CBS is Sony. Sony is CBS. So therefore, hey, this is where I'm going. I'm gonna go where I'm comfortable. I know where the check is going to be big. I know, you know, he knows. See, John Branca is in bed with these old colleagues from back in the day. See, these old colleagues, these entertainment lawyers and old executives over there, he knows their grandchildren, he knows their, great grandchildren, and all that. So when he's going in to make the deals, he's bumping into, the grandchildren of these uh, past executives. Oh, hey, Uncle Branca. Yeah, hey, why don't you come over and we have dinner? Blah blah blah. We could talk about how your deal went today. All right, yeah. He goes where he doesn't supposed to go. Michael was like through with Sony. It was like I can't really express it much. He didn't want anything to do with it, and there's already speculation that certain people sense certain things and you know, he got, taken out as a result. That's already up in the air, that Michael ended up, you know, dying over the Beatle catalog. That's kind of, that's speculation right there. Universal is big. Universal is like probably the next thing close to Sony as far as deals. And with Universal, you could actually get more done. You know, like Michael Jackson is not on his record screaming out, shouting out Sony, shouting out Branca and all that. Like, come on, so many other places he could have went. You know, but somehow Michael's legacy ends up right in Sony's hands. Again, of course, the biopic is coming out. So John Branca's like, hey, since I'm executing this estate and doing this and doing that and the third, I'm gonna put myself in the movie. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna make this the John Branca show, the John Branca biopic. You know, and I truly believe he does things to piss off the fan base, or piss off the family and piss off all the people that maintain that Michael hated Sony. Catherine Jackson tried to stop it, but the crazy thing is what people don't realize, the arguments that's being had in the courtroom. In the courtroom, they're doing, even though she's a co-executive of the state and she was trying to stop this, they doing everything in their power to stop her. So they basically saying like, hey, John Branca and his partner saying, look, we make the deals, we make the money, we got Michael out of debt, we monetize things, we put up merch, we do all that, we do everything we need to do. She has no, Calvin Jackson has no capacity, uh, uh, doesn't have the mental at 89 or 90. She doesn't have the mental quickness. She doesn't uh, has what it take doesn't have what it take to do what we've done. She can't make money like we've made, and you know, she can't do this. She can't do that. She has to have you know her nephew take over for her. She has to have all these things done, and she's uh, in no state of making decisions. Essentially, that's what John Branca and his partner is basically arguing to the judge, and the judge see this, and they probably ask her, "Hey, what present to us? What have you made? You know, for you to stop this transaction?" You know, and they know she can't produce such evidence, and so they're like, "Okay, she can't produce the evidence. All right, you guys go ahead and do your deal." That's what goes on in this courtroom, and that's how they're able to do leaps and bounds. So that's all I want to say. Like the video, comment, subscribe. I'm out.